All right. Well, good morning, everyone. It is another fantastic Monday morning here on Markets. Thank you guys for being on the call this morning. It is October 23rd, 9:02 a.m. Thank you guys for being here. As we normally begin our calls, I just want to remind you that, yes, we are in the thick of open enrollment. We're going into week 2 here for AEP. And as a reminder, in case you do have appointments during this time, we know that clients come first. So please remember that these calls are being recorded and they are hosted on our YouTube channel. You can go out there and get the latest and greatest in case you do have to miss one of these calls. So we get it. But in either case, we'll keep the train moving. We are here to improve the lives of our community with affordable health care. Thank you for being a part of that mission. And remember, guys, we got to keep one foot in the classroom and the other one in the field at all times, including the busiest time of year. Although the trainings are sparse, we do want to make sure that you're aware of a couple of key events that are happening throughout the week. So as normal, here's our training calendar. If you don't have access to the training calendar, if you want to hook it up to your phone, laptop, or iPad, just please reach out to support@askhpm.com and we will get that going for you and make sure that you have all the information. So this morning, Aetna's finishing up their virtual meetings. Just keep in mind that they do have several different virtual meetings in case you need to get up to date on what's going on with Aetna this year. So that one is until 9:30. Later today at 1 o'clock, Ambetter, ACA, Ambetter is doing their product training at 1 p.m. This is rolling out a lot of their benefits across the state and across other areas of the country. So if you're interested in joining that, that's at 1 o'clock today. Also later today at 1:30, you've got United Healthcare doing their product rollout for, I believe it's for ACA as well, but this one is in Espanol. So if you prefer it in Spanish, you can do that at 1:30 today. United Healthcare is also doing virtual office sessions throughout AEP and open enrollment, so you can jump on that later today at 4 o'clock, and then again another one on Friday at 10 o'clock. Nothing on Tuesday. Wednesday, we've got our virtual coffee session with our very own Al Clancy. Again, if you have any questions or if you're lost, confused, or run into some sticky situations where you might need a coach, Al Clancy is going to be available for you every Wednesday from 9:30 till about 10:30. Jump on there and ask any questions that you have for Al. He's available for you and help you get better, faster, and stronger. Okay. Also on Wednesday, you've got Cigna doing their virtual office sessions as well. That's at 11 o'clock on Wednesday. Nothing on Thursday. And then Friday, we've got What About HPM Shop? And that's hosted by our very own Tom Ryan, who's going to get you up to date on the Shop 2024 benefits and features. We're going to talk a little bit about that this morning because as you guys are using it, we're seeing some things happen and we want to make sure that you guys are clear on how to use that. But if you're not using Shop, please jump on that call on Friday. Many of you are using it and you're seeing the fruits of that effort of you using the electronic enrollment system. It is just fantastic. We have yet to lose an app. So I'm very, very excited about that. Thanks to Jonathan and the team there for keeping our shop rolling. We've got quite a few applications already processed here. I think the last time I looked, over 700 applications already submitted. So thank you for using Shop and continuing to use Shop to service your members. So that's it for the week. Remember, one foot in the classroom and the other one in the field at all times. Want to switch gears over to ACA very quickly. Health Sherpa put out a agent resource guide. This is it. And on this resource guide, it's an article that's found on the Agent Help Center on Health Sherpa. But I found this really great and really interesting, especially if you haven't used Health Sherpa in the past or you're new to ACA or just really want to refresh your knowledge on Health Sherpa. This is an entire agent resource guide. It's got everything from, one-on-one overview, how to create your account, how to navigate your account, the enhanced direct enrollment system. All of that is listed here and it's in full detail, kind of like a training manual, if you will. So really, really great resource. I'm going to put that in the chat, but you can find this in your emails or you can go out to Health Sherpa under the frequently asked questions section. You can go under agent help center agent resource guide. So you can type in agent resource guide, that should pull up for you. But I did put the link directly into the chat there, so you can check that out. But found it very, very helpful. It's got some videos and things in there too, which is pretty cool. So there it is. Don't lose focus on that. The other thing is on their frequently asked question page under the Agent Help Center, you've got lots of frequently asked questions that are available, especially with, if you're just getting started as an agent. Lots of great stuff here, applications, renewals, post-enrollment stuff, lots of different things that you can use to get the answers to the questions that you might have with Health Sherpa. Okay, Health Sherpa is our preferred enrollment platform for ACA business, individual and family plans. So we do recommend that you use it only because we know how to use it and we can help you in case you run into a snag. So there it is. Okay, shifting over to Medicare, we're going to talk about HPM Shop 24. It is rolling now, and I'm here on the profile page, and there's a couple things I want to point out. The first is we've received notice that, as you're plugging in the profiles, it's really important that you're clicking save before you leave this page. If you're not clicking save, then whatever you did to update your client's contact information is just not going to be saved. Okay, so make sure you're hitting that save button. And then there's an eligibility check right below that. And this is a new feature, a new section for this year on 24. Okay, so this section is designed to check your eligibility, to make sure that the member is currently active with their Medicare and Medicaid. Okay, there's two sections. You've got Medicare up top here, and you've got Medicaid here. Now, we understand that many of you are using this and verifying eligibility, okay? So you can plug in the MBI or Medicare beneficiary ID number here, type in the effective dates, and then click check eligibility. It will also show you that they're good to go, okay? Now, this does not save the MBI. This is only an eligibility check right now. However, I have heard your requests. Many people are asking, hey, why don't we just save that MBI on the actual profile? And so that's not being done right now. So I do want to make sure you're aware of that. You're going to have to enter it in again. But it's a good way to check eligibility first. And then second, the Medicaid eligibility is operating pretty much the same way. Okay, so you're going to put in that Medicaid ID number if you've got it, and then you can plug in gender and then click check state eligibility. Now, if you do the MBI, there is a possibility that it will sync to the state Medicaid and it might indicate that the person has LIS and Medicaid. But remember, there's no way to save that information. This is just an eligibility check. And one thing to keep in mind on this too is Medicaid eligibility can change at any time, including right in the middle of the month. So although you check it and they might have full Medicaid benefits today, if you turn around and check it tomorrow, they only might be partial Medicaid. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind, and that's probably why they don't want to save the Medicaid eligibility. But just keep that in mind as you're going through. And as you know, in order to choose a DSNP plan, it's best to check Medicaid eligibility to ensure that they're eligible for that DSNP plan. Okay, so again, you can check Medicaid eligibility, you can check Medicare eligibility here. It's just not saving that information right now. So just be prepared for that. Maybe you want to jot it down somewhere else as you're going through it. The other thing I want to mention on Shop is we're getting a lot of requests for kits or paper kits or packets that you guys are asking for sales materials. And over the summer, we talked at length about ordering your kits early and getting them delivered to your home directly. We are not storing kits. We have not done that for a while now. So we don't have any on hand at our office. We might have like a few here and there, but that's about it. So it is your responsibility to ensure that you have the proper sales presentations, the sales booklets, and whatever you need physically if that's what you are asking for. Remember, with Shop, it is not necessary. In fact, your member gets a copy of the full booklet, the summary of benefits, and the entire enrollment kit emailed to them once you complete that application. Okay. They'll also get a second one in the mail, a physical one from the carrier as well. In fact, some carriers, including our special guest from Devoted, have decided that they're going to stop printing kits altogether and doing e-kits completely. So this is CMS approved, and we see this as the way of the future. I mean, we are killing a lot of trees out there by printing these books and them not being used. So, although if you absolutely need to have a kit, if you absolutely want to have those, I highly recommend that you take a look at the appointments that you have, take a look at your sales history, see, hey, these plans are really hot right now. I should probably have a couple of these kits on hand, and then you can get with the carriers and order those directly on your portal system. If you do need help ordering kits, just reach out to us. We're happy to guide you or at least connect you with a local sales manager so they can deliver kits to you, or you guys can work that out on how to get kits directly from the carriers. But we will not be hosting kits because our enrollment platform has that included and it's all in there. So there's no real need for us to do that. The other thing I want to mention is the call recording has, everyone is still a little weary about call recording. Remember, if you are talking about benefits, if you're talking in the sales realm, knowing that you're going down the road to choose a plan, as soon as you start down that road, you have to have a call recorded if you're remote. Okay. So if you're not face to face, if you're not belly to belly, then you need to have that recorded. Now, if you're going out to the home, you don't need a physical kit. You can still use HPM Shop. You don't need to record that interaction if you're meeting with them face to face, if that's what they choose to do. You can get that done without having a call recording done and still use Shop. You don't have to do a paper app if you're just going out there face to face. Okay. I know there's some confusion about that. And oh no, I'm going face to face. I have to have a kit. No, if you have this enrollment platform, you still have the ability to email them a copy of the kit. Okay. So just keep that in mind as you're going through AEP. Remember, you want to be as efficient as possible during this time. We've got a very, very short window. This is the last week of October, and then we start November next week, right? So, time flies, and you want to use your time wisely. So remote applications, remote enrollment is the way to go at this time of year, just to maximize your sales time. So all right, we'll move on from there. I also want to mention that you all have access to your Medicare 101 presentations, and they have been updated from our partner Spark. And so we have the updated information for 2024, including the new Part B Medicare premium, which went up to $174.70 for those people that are on standard incomes. $174.70 is the standard Medicare Part B premium. The deductible went up to $240 as well. So, take a look at that and make sure that, if you want to have a presentation, it's going to be helpful to have that. And one thing before, actually, I just remembered something as well. On Shop, I do want to make it a point that one of the new features that they have now is the value-based care organizations. And they're looking for some information to ensure that you get credit and become agent of record in their organization. So as a quick thing here, I'm going to go into what that looks for on the provider side. If you have a particular doctor and you're searching for a particular doctor, please make sure that you have indicated that they're the primary care doctor. So if you type in a doctor, for instance, it'll search for it. You can show just the value-based care organizations as well, and it'll filter those out. This one's from Family Physicians and NovaCare. When you click the actual location, one thing that they're asking is that you're clicking Set Primary Care Provider. I'm not sure why, but it's not showing up on the reports if you don't select them as the primary care provider. So please make sure you set as primary care provider whoever that PCP is. So that way it gets transferred over to the VBC and you know what to do there. So with that, I am going to invite Mr. Scorpio, who should be on the call here. He is from Devoted. So do we have Scorpio on the line?
I am. Good morning, Justin.
Hey, good morning, my friend. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. Outstanding.
And fantastic. So, guys, Scorpio's on the line, and he's here to share all the great information and just quick updates on Devoted as you guys are cruising through AEP. So, take it away, my friend.
Awesome. It's a pleasure to be here with you guys. Thank you for having me. Give me just 1 second. I want to share my screen and we'll get started for you guys. I know it's
You
Monday
got it.
morning. Probably got a lot on the calendar, so we want to make sure we're efficient with our time with you guys. 1 second here.
You got it. Take your time.
Let's see. All right. You guys see my screen?
Good to go.
All right. This is a presentation, but I wanted to share it with you guys really quick. So, one of the big points of information that just recently came out with Devoted, I'm sure you guys are familiar, is that we are accomplished 5 stars in the state of Florida, right? So we're tremendously excited about that, what that means for us. But basically, wanted to share with you guys. This actually went out to all RTS agents. You would have gotten this in your email last week. Basically, just a FAQ on Devoted Health and our star rating. So just kind of gives you some quick hitters, give you a better understanding of what it really means for us overall to hit that 5 star rating. So if you haven't had a chance to take a look at this, please do go out, take a look at it. It kind of gives you the information that you'll need to know. Specifically, the 5 star rating is specifically for our HMO product, obviously, for the state of Florida. Also Ohio, if you happen to sell in Ohio, and also our DSNP products. Other information with respect to the 5 star rating talks about the SEP, which everyone is familiar with. Some other points on here to be able to kind of know exactly what it means for us overall. But what I want to bring your attention to is this last section here within the guide itself. Just talks about other big wins. So what does that 5 star rating means? Talks about our 5 stars in customer service, foreign language interpreter, ability to turn around timely appeals, so on and so forth. And then this last part here talks about the clinical measures. Our mission overall for Devoted is to dramatically improve the health and well-being of seniors, our older Americans. And as you look at these measures that we've been able to reach that 5 star rating on, it's indicative of that approach. So overall, tremendously excited about the rating. Again, Devoted. This is our fifth AEP. So being able to
Mhm.
be a 5 star rated plan in such a short period of time is a tremendous accomplishment for us, and we're all excited for it, and excited for you guys to be a part of that journey with us. Switching gears here, I do want to kind of go into a quick little presentation, just to kind of cover a couple quick points, quick hitters for you, just to make sure that you guys are on point and ready to go for Devoted Health. Again, I'm sorry I didn't introduce myself. Scorpio Mosley, Sales Director for North Florida. But kind of switching gears here to our some points that we wanted to cover. So overall, I think for us with Devoted, you guys know a lot about the benefits and things like that. So I won't belabor the point with those. But we're excited about what makes us who we are, and what's allowed us to really hit that 5 star rating is we think about our 5 internal ingredients. If you went to any of our presentations, our broker rollouts, you probably heard about this, but it'll kind of walk you through exactly what this means. So having really great products is number one. That gets us at the table. So we have those conversations, belly to belly, chest to chest with those prospects, and even kind of allows us to be in the game. Number two is our guide. We talk a lot about our service and being able to address concerns and make sure that you guys aren't having to bear the brunt of customer service so much. So our guides are able to kind of step in the gap there, answer the call in 30 seconds, based in the U.S. All those things that are tremendously important for us to continue to be and exist in that space day in and day out. Partnerships with great local providers. Justin just talked about value-based care. Devoted Health was actually built to complement value-based care. So when we think about who we are and what we're about, it's really to complement those providers to, again, be there for our members in every shape, form, or fashion. So having great local providers is key for us. So I like to often say that we don't have every provider, but we often have the right providers. And I think that's
Mhm.
indicative for us with regards to our performance and allow us to get to where we are with the 5 star rating. Devoted Medical. So our Devoted Medical group is an internal medical team that works to kind of stand in the gap. They don't have any membership assigned to them, but they do allow us to be able to ensure that we give our members the holistic care that they deserve, to ensure that we continue to to move them down the path of that journey that they're on with regards to their health and well-being. And then last, but definitely not least, is our technology, Orinoco. Orinoco is the technology that Devoted is built on. It's actually coded in-house by our founders, and it allows us to kind of coordinate all those things that you see there that's a part of that 5-layer stack. So without that, none of the things that we do will run as efficient as it does. So really excited about what we're doing internally and how that allows us to be able to kind of navigate all of our relationships with our partners, with our provider partners and our broker partners. But just kind of give you a peek in the box of what allows us to exist in the manner that we are. Just a moment ago, Justin mentioned kits. So earlier this summer, we rolled out a transition to a digital enrollment platform. So we wanted to be able to, basically be able to make sure that agents aren't beholden to a trunk full of kits driving around. The confusion that could happen if you have all those kits, having to decide which one you take in the house with you. So it basically allowed us to give you all that information in a digital format. Now, all the sales materials, the entire sales kit in a digital format. We also allow for you to still have the opportunity to order kits. That didn't go over as well as we would like, but in true Devoted fashion, we have made a pivot. So initially, you were only able to order 12 kits, all of AAP, right? And there was some confusion with agents placing orders. Some agents placed ordered 1 kit, 2 kits, 3 kits, went back for the difference and weren't able to complete the rest of the 12 kit order. So we heard the feedback. Clearly, we missed the mark on it. So we had a discussion and had a conversation around what the next steps are, what the solution is. So here with the next week or so, you'll be able to order at least 12 kits once a week if you choose to do so. So we're going to make that change to account for the misstep there. And we think that'll help us rectify the matter that we found ourselves in with this current iteration of the kit enrollment process, the sales kit process. Aside from that, we are excited about having the off-platform enrollment option. So we do have the editable PDF where if you don't have coverage, you can complete the PDF enrollment and then upload it once you're back in a situation where you have the coverage that you need. But overall, we're kind of making our way through this process. Again, we are helping the lower the footprint of using so much paper across the Medicare space. So we're excited about that. But we did have a slight misstep, so we made the correction on there and on that. And hopefully we'll get some feedback from you guys on how we can continue to make sure we hit the mark there. But I wanted to put that out there for you guys. If you need any contact information for local broker managers to be able to get those kits or help with the process of ordering kits, we're more than happy to help you with that as well. Overall, just kind of talking about our technology and what it means for you. Many of you have been out to our agent portal if you recertified with us. So we're continuously updating that. Just make sure that you're going out to that portal. If you need any additional information on it, we can offer a training to kind of make sure you're using that to its fullest capability. A couple things to point out there on our agent portal. You can check Medicare and Medicaid with only 4 aspects of information: first name, last name, date of birth, and sex. So it makes that really easy for you to find Medicare and Medicaid information. Also, our national active SEP listing is out there that updates regularly, so you know what SEPs we're accepting. And then just a host of other informations out there on that portal, and we're always updating it, trying to make it more efficient for you guys. So please reach out if you have any questions on that. Also, for our kind of an incentive for folks that are selling us, we incentivize agents after the very first sale. So if you sold 1 piece of business with us, you do have marketing dollars out there for your use, called our broker bucks. So it's a 4-tiered program that allows you to kind of escalate up the tiers as you sell more. But if you sold 1 piece of business, 1 to 10 is $100 that's out there. And many agents have dollars that are out there. I encourage you to use those dollars. They actually expire at the end of the year. You keep the you keep the dollars, but you lose the tier. So you do have the dollars for 18 months. So we really encourage you to use those dollars on the items that are out there on the portal for your use. So make sure you're aware of that. Again, all this information we can spell out to you if you have any questions as I make my way through it. The slide here just kind of walks you through some of the information that's out there, some of the items that you can purchase: customizable flyers, direct mail, banners, so on and so forth. but we can definitely help you out with that. But overall, we really want to make your lives easier and simpler by working alongside us. So being able to reach out to our agent support, 96% of calls are answered in 30 seconds. Quick payments, we pay based on the application date, and not the enrollment date. So we're getting quicker to that 1 to 2 week turnaround time on payments, and a host of other information that listed here to make sure that your experience with us is nothing short of exceptional. Couple things really quick here I'll end on a high note. Like I said, I know we've been through benefits ad nauseum, but just want to talk about some of the key takeaways for us. The food at home card. So most of our plans that have the food at home card, 90% of those folks are going to qualify for that card. So we're excited about that. It's typically on our core product, our partial dual, and our full dual. The full dual is going to be $320. That's food, home, food, utilities, and rent. So being able to pick up food, to pay utilities, lights, lights, gas, electric, so on and so forth, and also the mortgage or rent is covered by that card. Competitive dental. So many of our plans, all of our plans have dental on them. So based on the plan that you choose, you'll have possibly comprehensive dental and also preventive on all of our products. The biggest takeaway there is the dental codes. We do cover a host of dental codes to allow for expanded amount of coverage there. Low cost adherence on our drugs. Most of our drugs are in the first 2 tiers when it comes to overall tier structure. We adhere to a traditional formulary, which means all of our generics are in tiers 1 and 2. So, and again, about 80% of our drugs are on the first 3 tiers. So you'll see most of the costs on the lower end of the spectrum for all of our members. OTC benefits, we move those to a quarterly benefit, larger dollar amount for folks to be able to use. They have the 3 options still available online, over the phone, and in CVS stores. And then hearing aids. Hearing aids, we approach a little bit differently. We offer copays on the hearing aids as opposed to allowances. So it allows for a much better experience there as far as overall cost. Those folks that are in need of hearing aids pay a lot less because of the copays that they adhere to as opposed to the allowance. Really great expanded coverage on typically excluded drugs. So erectile dysfunction, folic acid, vitamin D, B12 injections, those are all covered as well, typically excluded on most formularies. And then last 2 here are really great benefits that we like to make sure folks are aware of. Our wellness bucks, depending upon the plan they're on, could be anywhere from $150 to $300. Reimbursable benefit based on the member actual cost or outlay. So reimbursable on the plans that benefit is available. And then lastly, our devoted dollars, the incentive program for folks to take care of preventives. The really great thing about that is that it's claim-based, so you don't have to fill out any documentation, any forms, anything of that nature. The claims process notifies us of those encounters, and then the gift card is mailed out to the member without any further action on their part. So just a couple top 8 benefits for us, things that are available across all of our products. For a deeper dive, we're more than happy to have a conversation with you directly to speak on those. But again, just wanted to jump on and give you a quick and dirty recap of what's going on in the world of Devoted. And then lastly, I'll mention, I know we talked about possibly getting our founders, Ed and Todd Park, to join you guys. If that's something you guys would be interested in, I know Justin and Nick and the team and Sergio will talk through that. But they're more than willing, would love to jump on and speak to our partners. They are just that type of individual. So if that's something you guys think it will be beneficial for you, we can arrange that to happen for you as well.
Very cool. Very cool. Scorpio, that was 1,000 miles an hour and it was awesome. You nailed it. So we have a few questions. The first one here is Rosie asking, can you touch on who qualifies for the full dual eligible plan again, and other SNP products that you have? And is there a way that she can check it in the agent portal? I think you did mention that earlier.
Yep, you can check it in the agent portal. All you need is first name, last name, date of birth, and sex. On the full dual, it's going to be all of the full dual beneficiaries. Q and B is going to be on the full since they're cost share protected. And then on the 320 on the dual is they qualify because of the Medicaid. On the core plan, the $50 food card, they have to qualify based on a chronic condition. But we know that 90 to 95% of our members will qualify for it based on their health history.
Mhm. Awesome. And I know you cover the north side of Florida, but you've kind of been helping here and there and wherever you're needed. So
Mhm.
we appreciate that. But which county specifically are you in charge of?
So the counties I'm in is Lake, Marion, and Sumter, considered LMS for us. Volusia,
Mhm.
Flagler, St. John's, and then the Jacksonville market, Clay, Duval, and Nassau.
Awesome. Awesome. Um, so I know that you were a legendary agent back in the day at another competitor, and we never crossed paths back then, but I always heard your name, right? And so anyway, you've expanded, you've gone on into the management position, and you're a director now at Devoted. But we always look back at like our time as agents, and I don't know about you, but I wish I could go back to selling right about now because of all the cool tools and great benefits that are out there. But in your opinion, if you were to go back to being a broker or an agent, what would you be doing right now? What would you recommend to these guys be doing like right now in AEP? And then also knowing that Devoted's got a 5-star plan coming in for 2024, what would the legend Scorpio be thinking about and be doing as an agent these days?
Oh man, Justin, you're taking me back, man. You're taking me back. So my claim to fame, man, what I did, I would say as good, if not better than most other agents. I wasn't the greatest at everything, but what I did really good was make really great relationships. So that was my
Mhm,
thing. I wanted to make
mhm,
really great relationships so that no one could touch my relationship. So I remember this. I was at a counterpart that worked for another company, and him and I, we go at it. I want to make more sales than him. He want to make more sales than me. He told me one day, he's like, man, we were in our meeting, and the sales manager, he's like, he warned the team, like, you better get to all of your contacts out there because if you don't get there, Scorpio's going to be there. I'm like, what? So it was that told me that I was on to something, right? I was
yeah.
everywhere. So I think just really going back to those relationships, ensuring that you're delivering on value, on just basically being a really great partner. So me at this time of the year, I would be, circling back to those relationships that I built throughout the course of the year, not only that year but years past, and
Mhm,
ensuring that I have things in place with either my events with them or, their events that I'm taking part in, but just making sure that I'm being a great partner of all those partners that I built relationships with, because that was, like I said, my thing that allowed me to write the business, get in front of the prospects, to have those advocates, because those people were truly my
mhm.
advocates. Hey, you got to talk to Scorpio. So
Right.
leveraging those relationships that you've built, I think, is really key.
So, everyone kind of goes over to the PCPs, and I know a lot of people don't focus on the specialists. I think that's a missed opportunity too. But is there any other places that you would be focusing outside like the provider groups? Like what do those partnerships look like, and where would you typically go, or what would you recommend?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Obviously, starting with your providers is always key, and I think what we see nowadays is that it's a lot more groups that have their marketers in the community as opposed to back.
Hmm.
When we were agents, there were select groups that had marketers, but not everybody had marketers. So a lot of folks gravitated toward those. Now you have a lot more, providers that have marketers that are out there, doing what we do. So making
Hmm.
great relationships with those folks, I think, is key as well, because they're again able to kind of have certain interactions that you can't have, but also they can assist you in the moment, with engaging folks, as you're doing events alongside them. So not only your providers, but any community partner that interacts with our demographic, you know what I mean. So I found, in back in the day up in Gainesville, I found a foster grandparents group, and I hit a pot of gold, because these are
Wow.
just folks that are out there, giving back. But thinking about it, these are people that are giving back, but who's giving back to them? So I found it the opportunity to be able to give back to them. It was like, this whole group of 30 to 40, foster grandparents that came together, and were, people that were, that are engaged in the community and engaged with, what's going on around them. Also being able to attach to groups like that often go unseen, I think is a great opportunity as well.
That's awesome. And then last question before I let you off the hook here. So let's say, for instance, you were on the outside looking in. You're a broker now. You contracted with Devoted. You're seeing these great benefits. You're seeing, guys like yourself that are really excited about the company and can guide agents. What do you wish agents took advantage of at Devoted, or what are most agents missing or not taking advantage of? Whether it's people or resources that really you're like, wow, how are they not taking this, to the next level? This is just so great. Is there anything that really like pops out in your mind that you wish agents would take advantage of at Devoted?
I think, to be honest with you, Justin, I think what resonates the most is just the service that your member can get, right? So we talk a
Mhm.
lot about being the fastest growing plan in the country, and that's exciting. It's great to see that we're getting people to come on board with us. But what's equally exciting is that the fact that we're retaining business. So there's a
Mhm.
reason why our growth is what it is because on the back end, folks are staying with the plan. So since I started, this is going on year three, 2.5 years, 2 years, about 8 or 9 months. We've always talked about service and how great that is and the importance of it. But it doesn't quite resonate when the benefits aren't there, right? So this
Yep.
year, 23, is like, Scorpio, I love you guys, but that 270 with the other company is a little bit better. We got to go with the
Mhm.
270. But now that benefits are on par, the service is still there. So now I think agents are going to take more advantage of what that means because I think it really carries things to another level when you think about customer service. Because I'll see oftentimes agents will say, they'll talk about all the things that they're doing, and one of the things they have as a kind of a claim to fame is they have a customer service day. I spent the
Yeah.
day taking care of my members. I really care about my members, and you should. That's great.
Mhm.
But what
Mhm.
if you didn't have to do that and you could spend more time writing apps? What if you didn't have to have a customer service day and spend the whole day dealing with customer service issues? Because I bet you don't enjoy it.
Yeah. It's not that fun. That's the truth. We might have lost him there. Um, one thing I do want to point out, and John had mentioned in the chat there, is the marketing portal. He says there's a ton of great stuff there in their marketing portal, which is just fantastic. So if you haven't checked out their marketing portal, please make sure you do that because it's a fantastic resource already.
It lost me.
Oh, there we go. We got you. All right.
Sorry about that.
No problem, no problem. And then lastly, Sergio's asking about the 5 star. I know you mentioned the 5 star. One thing I do want to make sure that agents aren't burning that 5 star designation right now for a 1/1 effective. I mean, you should be
Mm,
using AEP and not 5 star. And we saw that mistake happen last year where they couldn't get enrolled in March or April because somebody already used their 5 star designation for a 1/1 effective. So if you pick 5 star now, you're going to burn it for them this year. So
true.
um, any thoughts on that as far as 5 star goes?
Yeah, definitely. Be careful with that. Obviously, when you think about the other options that they have for 5 star ratings, it is just that enrollment. They can't go from 5 star to 5 star to 5 star.
Yeah.
So be careful with that. And again, I think it's one of those situations where obviously we want to make sure that we keep our business and we know how unsavory all the other agents are. So
Hmm.
we're trying to be mindful of that too. So you're kind of trying to balance the two. But I'm of the notion that just doing the right things right, you can never lose. So just keeping that in mind and going about it that way. But yeah, to your point, Justin, definitely use AEP first. If there's an OEP option, OEP is an option there as well. To be able to have that 5 star in your pocket, in the event that there's a need to use it down the line. But you can never go wrong doing the right thing.
Yeah. Scorpio, thank you very, very much for your time today and your insight. We're really, really excited that we're growing. We're already over pace for beating our year over year for Devoted. So excited to share that with you. And guys, there's a reason for that. I mean, the service is impeccable. They've got smart people like Scorpio that's been there and knows what they're talking about, and they're willing to get their hands dirty and help you with your marketing. So if you haven't gotten RTS with Devoted for some reason, please make sure you do that. And then if you haven't written one yet, I mean, come on, guys, this is the time to go. So thank you guys for writing Devoted. They're a true partner with us, and we really appreciate them. Scorpio, thanks again, and we appreciate your time this morning.
I appreciate the time. Thanks, guys.
You
Bless.
got it. You got it. All right, everyone. We'll be here same time, same station next week. Again, if you are, busy during a Monday morning at 9, just remember that these are being recorded and you can catch them on YouTube as well. So with that, I hope everyone has a fantastic and successful second week of AEP. Have a fantastic day.